Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll speak first in English, then in Hindi, and then a little in Bengali. पहले अंग्रेजी में कहूँगा, यदि भगवान की कृपा हो. 1 सेकंड के बाद क्या होगा हमें पता नहीं है. उसके बाद हिंदी में, उसके बाद थोड़ी सी बंगाली में. Today is the day of Jagannath Ratha Yatra. Is that correct? Yes? Here in Kuwait, celebrating Lord Jagannath's festival, which is generally held in the monsoon season. In India, most famously in Puri. Actually, the proper or the traditional time for that is in the rainy season. There's no rainy season here yet. If you do enough Sankirtan, there may be rain here also. Because yagya bhavati parajanyaha, from yagya comes rain clouds. So this Sankirtan, this is yagya. For Kali Yuga, this age of quarrel and hypocrisy in which we live, the recommended yagya is Sankirtan yagya. Still today, people perform yagyas by pouring ghee in the fire. But we don't know that ghee, it's very difficult to get pure ghee. Pure cow's ghee, very difficult to get. Even if you can get it, it's very expensive. According to some reports, most of the ghee is mixed with animal fat, so you won't get a very good yagya from that. But the best yagya is by chanting the names of Krishna and celebrating the festivals connected with Krishna. Today we're celebrating the festival of Lord Jagannath. It's a very great culture. How in the drama we had little insight into that. This unusual form of Jagannath. People are surprised. How can we worship him as God? But this is the form of the Supreme Person himself, the Supreme Controller of everything, who is himself overcome by the ecstasy of his own loving pastimes. So this Krishna consciousness is religion, certainly. Many people in the world today, they're fed up with religion. They're not interested because they think, well, religion is something very dry and boring or very fanatical, or it divides people. You see, some people say that most of the wars in the world are caused by religion, and in one sense that may be true. But religion is often the excuse or a misunderstanding. But here we find in this festival, it's not some dry rituals. It's very joyful. Of course, we can't do it on the full scale, as is done in places like Puri, where literally lakhs and lakhs of people come. You need to adjust this again? This is tapasya, if you can hold this for a long time. So in Puri, literally lakhs and lakhs of people, maybe more than 1 million people come to witness the Jagannath Ratha Yatra. And in many other places also, in Ahmedabad and in our ISKCON Ratha Yatras, in Baroda, generally every year in Vadodara, in Gujarat, I attend that Ratha Yatra. And although the population of the city is, it's about 12 lakhs, something like that. According to the police estimate, more than 1.5 lakh people or 2 lakh people come every year. Including, we go past the Muslim area and we stop there, and every year the leaders of the Muslim community come out, come on the Rath, offer garlands and arati to Jagannath and take Jagannath's prasad. So this is universal religion. You'll find in Puri also that everyone takes prasad together. Krishna prasad, Jagannath prasad. There's no consideration who is high caste, who is low caste. Even Hindus, Muslims, they'll all very respectfully take Jagannath prasad together. So this is not dry rituals. It's very joyful. This Jagannath Ratha Yatra is showing to the world how joyful religion should be. Not something dry or fearful, but very joyful. Everyone wants to be happy, isn't it? Practically we don't have to ask. If anyone doesn't want to be happy, they're a madman, that's all. So everyone wants to be happy. But who is the most happy? God must be the most happy. So religion should be joyful, not fearful. Jagannath Ratha Yatra is a very joyful festival. You see the Rath, the chariot is decorated so beautifully, and this beautiful kirtan in Puri. There are many kirtan groups, and they're playing the gongs, and tumultuous, overflowing ecstasy of love of Krishna. So this festival, Srila Prabhupada, he introduced all over the world. No Vaishnava Acharya prior to Srila Prabhupada had ever done this before, introducing Jagannath Ratha Yatra everywhere, so that now Jagannath Ratha Yatra is held in many, many cities in India, and also in many places in the West, famous cities like London, Sydney, Paris, New York. In less than 2 weeks, I should be attending a Ratha Yatra in Atlanta, in Georgia, in America, and many less well-known places also. For instance, Ratha Yatra Jagannath Ratha Yatra is also held in Kazan. How many of you heard of Kazan? Anyone ever heard the name of Kazan? It's one of the famous cities in Russia. And many towns in Russia, in Bangladesh, under the guidance of ISKCON, now in many places, they hold Ratha Yatra, right through the main streets of the cities. Even though it's a predominantly Muslim country, in Dhaka, Chittagong, Kumilla, Shillette, so many places. I can't even remember all of them. So this is a very popular festival, and unless someone is absolutely a demon, like Ravana, everyone will be attracted to Ratha Yatra. Jagannath is smiling, everyone else is smiling, dancing, singing, prasadam. It's a beautiful festival. Srila Prabhupada said that by introducing this Ratha Yatra all over the world, all so-called other religions will be finished. Everyone will be attracted to Jagannath. So try to hold this Jagannath Ratha Yatra as much as possible. Of course, you're feeling a little strain there, huh? Someone else can come? You can have shifts. Otherwise you become like Hiranyakashipu. He was standing on one foot for thousands of years. Can you imagine what a tremendous tapasya what that was? Even to hold a microphone with one hand for 5 minutes is painful. So, we don't recommend such heavy austerities. Don't bother with all that. Just chant Hare Krishna, chant Jai Jagannath, and be happy, and take Krishna Prasadam. But we should also, while joining in this joyful festival, we should try to understand what is the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, what are the teachings of Krishna consciousness, what does Krishna teach us. So maybe I'll speak a little bit about that now in Hindi, as some of the devotees present here don't understand Hindi, so I'm speaking in English, and some don't understand English, so I'll speak in Hindi. But everyone can understand Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Jagannath. This everyone can understand. So even this philosophy, not everyone can understand immediately. But we should try to understand it, because this is essential to us. Who are we? What is the purpose of life? Who is God? How can we understand God? How can we be fixed in bhakti? All these things we should try to understand. So for that purpose, I request you all to read Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada was a great devotee of Krishna. To say that is an understatement. We cannot imagine how great a devotee he is. His books give clear knowledge of the understanding of Krishna Bhakti. So please try to read all these books. Some of them are available on the books.